I'm in Hollywood a second day, and whoa, it's pretty cool. This is a new hairstyle. You only have like one eyeball you really get to work with. But it's important. It puts you on double duty on one eye. You know, I can't. Oh, I feel so much better. My teenage daughter's snow jacket, and that's a whole outfit. I'm just wearing a teenage daughter's snow jacket. Kids are great, and family's great. Although I'm noticing in Hollywood that kids and family kind of get in the way. It's like trying to have a family and a wife and kids when you're doing the Hollywood thing. They're just, I'm not going to say the word nuisance, but Hollywood values, they're different. And I don't know, I'm working. I love my family. I'm going to keep them. But they are getting in the way of the Hollywood experience for me. I'll admit it. I met this fella. He's a big, heavy-set, old Jewish man, and his wife is Katrina. She's like 12 years old. I'm sure she's older, but he dresses her up in like little pigtails and a dress, and I think she's only really like 16. It was really scary. And I talked to the producer buddy of mine. I'm like, is that guy like a podiatrist? I mean, that lady is so young. He's like, you mean pedophile? The guy's a pedophile. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm assuming he makes so much money he doesn't have time to be doing nails on the side. These people, these Hollywood people, are making big money. They're making like, how to tell you like how much money. It's like they're all like making like sheriff deputy money. You know, like police officer, like a sheriff's deputy. That kind of money. That big, giant money. Like the biggest income. Like, excuse me, is your wife like a teenager? And you're like 70 years old. You know, I just said it. Hold on. Probably the kids. Hello? Okay. Family. They're such an annoyance. I love them. I love my family. I love my family. I've been in Hollywood for 2 days. My family is just, they call, they want, so, okay, so anyway, now where was I? See what family does? He's an old man. I'm like, how could your wife's like a little girl and you're an old man? He's like, look, you know, Elvis Presley married his wife when she was like 13, and I'm like, but you don't look like Elvis Presley. You look like Colonel Tom Parker, the guy that took care of him, the old fat guy. No, I'm just adding this little bit in. You probably couldn't tell. But I talked to my producer, Brandon. He told me everything was okay with the old man and the young wife. Turns out the only reason why he's with her being so young is because he lost his private jet. And he doesn't like to wait to get on the plane. And they always let women and children board first. So with his little girl wife, he gets to get on the plane earlier, and that's why he dresses her in the pigtails, and she's actually 18. Everything's totally legal. He's only 74, 18 and 74. It's all legal, so I apologize. So that's my little add-on. He's a very Jewish man, very Jewish evening. We had lots of Jewish food, like steak. Everything he talked about was very Jewish. We sat and played a game together. It was name all the Jewish Nobel Prize winners, and the kids came over and we played a game. They had trading cards. They had Holocaust survivor trading cards that they were playing with, so I was very respectful in their house, and that's when you're in someone's house, you'd be respectful. Oh, this guy's car was incredible. A limousine, had special tinted windows, and as you drive by the soup kitchen, like in LA in the hard part of town, it had tinted windows that made all the bums look like they were wearing tuxedos. Part of the reason why I'm hanging out with these people is because I saved somebody's life. There's a fella, I'm not going to tell you his name, but he's very famous. I'll give you his initials. Bernie Madoff. That's BM. BM. I saved him from suicide. A fake suicide, I should clarify. Fake suicide. I don't fully understand it, but he's letting me stay in his house. We've moved. We can't. He said all I have to do is afford the taxes and pay the taxes, and I can stay here for a while for not saying anything to anybody. And I haven't seen the taxes yet, but the house is only, 10,000 square feet, and I think it's about $4 million. Our old house was $47,000, so taxes shouldn't be more than, we'll see how that works out. So I'm sitting there, and the guy this old guy. He's like all dressed up like an old man, and then at the bottom he's got these fancy, he's a famous producer guy, and he's got these big, really fancy, expensive running shoes. And I go, from the ankle down, you look like a super athlete. And then he starts offering me marijuana, and we're all going around, passing marijuana around, and I don't want any, and he wouldn't let me say no. I'm like, excuse me, like my heart, I'll have a heart attack. He's like, screw you, take this marijuana. I'm like, I can't beat this guy. And I'm like, so I took a hit, and then it goes around again. I said, I can't have any. He says, look, you got to have some. Look, I have mental problems. I could end up killing somebody. I could go crazy. He said, nope, that's not enough. I'm thinking, well, I got to start thinking like a stoned man, because he was stoned. So I kept giving him logical reasons why I couldn't smoke marijuana, and finally I beat him with an illogical reason. So he says, here, have a hit. And I'm like, oh, no thanks, I'm gay. And he's like, oh, okay. And he passed me up. See, I just have to learn. Think Hollywood. Think Hollywood. You got to outsmart them. I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong. Nothing wrong with being gay.